The pictures that you see here, obviously the picture on the left is Donald Trump. But a lot of you may not recognize the picture on, let me start again. The picture on the right, you may recognize as that of Donald Trump. But a lot of you may not recognize the picture that's on the left. That's Tom Cotton. He's the senator from Arkansas. Now, if you are not aware of it, there was a big hearing today regarding immigration and Trump's Muslim ban, etc. And that thing is going to get fought out in the courts. And more than likely, depending on, not even depending on, whichever one loses is going to take this to the Supreme Court. And I don't know what's going to happen there. I believe that it's going to end up in a 4-4 tie, which would allow the lower court to have its decision upheld because of the lack of a decision from the Supreme Court. So the Court of Appeals, which is currently hearing arguments on staying the ban, and then the lower district court is going to, I guess, decide the merits of the overall ban itself, at which point it will be shot up to the Court of Appeals that heard the pleadings on either removing or maintaining the temporary stay of the executive order. And from there, again, it'll probably end up in the Supreme Court. But either way, bottom line is that Congress is going to have to take up immigration legislation. Now, Mr. Cotton is going to become the point person for restrictions on immigration. That position is currently held by Jeff Sessions, who is going to be confirmed as the Attorney General. I have no doubt about that. So, you need to know exactly where Mr. Trump and Mr. Cotton are going to go with this. Mr. Cotton is going to propose legislation, if he hasn't done so already today, that is going to put an axe to our country's green card system. I say that because they are going to attempt to eliminate several avenues for U.S. citizens and permanent residents to sponsor their own family members for green cards. Currently, U.S. citizens and green card holders can sponsor a variety of family members. If you're a citizen or a green card holder, you can sponsor your wife if she's a foreign national. You can sponsor both her parents and your parents if they're foreign nationals. You can sponsor siblings. You can sponsor your married adult children if they are foreign nationals. What Mr. Cotton, with the blessing of Mr. Trump, wants to do is to reduce those categories of people down to only a spouse, if they are a foreign national, and unmarried minor children. Those would be the only people that could be sponsored into the country and become eligible for green cards and I guess ultimately citizenship. They would allow an aging adult parent to obtain a visa, not a green card, but a visa, if and only if you as an American citizen or a green card holder are the caretakers for your aged adult parent. Now, there's not going to be a whole lot of that, because if you came over here and your parents are still over there, it probably would be a fact that other people were taking care of them, so that if, let's say, it was brother, sister, et cetera, and they were taking care of them, and then something happened to them, and you became the only potential caregiver, they would be able to apply for a visa to come over. But that's just the visa, not a green card, no chance for citizenship. So they talk about America being open to immigrants from around the world, but based on what these two gentlemen are proposing to do, they would cut the number of immigrants coming into this country by 40% in the first year of the legislation's operation, and 50% over the next 10 years. Now, you got all of your advocates of reduced immigration, i.e., your white supremacists and others. And it's not just white supremacists. There's a whole host of people that are of the opinion that immigration into this country should be limited. That doesn't obviously take into account the fact that the majority of people that are in this country that are of that opinion were themselves or their family members immigrants. So basically, they're saying we got ours and screw everybody else. Now, there's no question that our current immigration system does need to be addressed. But in my opinion, that radical of a change is dangerous for this country. There are a lot of younger people that want to come to this country, and basically you're putting a roadblock in front of them. The Chamber of Commerce is obviously against this, as are large corporations, particularly in the Silicon Valley, and any type of a tech company. But you also have the agricultural industry that basically is against this, because obviously they want cheap labor, and they want to provide cheaper personal services like housekeeping, hotels, restaurant workers, etc. This would put the kibosh on quite a bit of that. Now, research shows that immigration is a net boon to the economy, but that's not how Mr. Cotton or Mr. Trump sees it. So keep your eyes out for the discussions regarding the new immigration laws that are obviously going to be debated in Congress, and see who's coming down on which side, and dig a little deeper to see exactly who they're getting their backing from. That will tell you who's in whose pocket, and if they really are for the betterment of the country or not. Now, obviously, there's two sides to this, and everybody has their opinion. But I fall back to the fact that there were no restrictions placed on the family members of these two individuals a decade or a generation or two ago. So why are they now attempting to close the door to people of this generation and future generations? Just my thoughts about the matter. I guess we'll see what's what within the next, I believe, couple of weeks.